Hi everyone, welcome back to Dyanne and my channel. My name is Janny and of course Dyanne and I'm so happy you are here. We have some new DIYs for you. We hope you enjoy a little bit of fun, a little bit of chaos, and our DIYs are always very easy to make. So if you like this content, I hope you will consider subscribing to Dyanne and my channel. And for now, let's jump into our first DIY.
So it's Dyanne here. I'm going to make a really cute DIY out of this plastic plate, and I also have a plastic cup which belongs to the same set. This is the back, by the way. These things come from a shop called Action here in the Netherlands. That shop is quite similar to Dollar Tree or Walmart in the United States, and I'm going to give these a full farmhouse makeover. I'm going to do a little bit of distressing, so if you're curious, then keep on watching. Okay, first I want to paint these objects, but they're so really smooth that I'm a bit afraid that the paint won't hold very well. So that's why I'm going to use Mod Podge here to make the surface a little bit more rougher. And hopefully then the paint keeps on sticking to the surface. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm going to only paint this part here. So I'm holding it up like this. Then just apply with a normal brush a layer of Mod Podge until everything is covered up. Then let it dry for I think half an hour, maybe an hour. Depends on how warm it is, of course. And then you're ready to paint everything. So almost everything is covered in Mod Podge. Here underneath is the cup, and I put the plate upside down in this way so it can dry all at once. There was a print here in the center. I don't know if you can see it. If I zoom in, maybe a little bit more like this. Yeah, here. I applied a really thick layer of Mod Podge on that area, so hopefully that covers up the text and the print that was upon there. So now I'm going to let it dry, and after it's dry, I'm going to paint it black. Okay, well, the Mod Podge is dry. I think it took me 1 hour or something. Yeah, one and a half. Now it's time to start painting. Oh, therefore I'm going to use this black board paint. And I will stir a little bit. This is a pretty new can, so just like so. Now first I'm going to paint the inside of this plate. And once that is dry, you see the coverage is really good. Once it's dry, I'm going to paint the outside of the plate. Maybe I need a second layer, I don't know that. But because I've added the Mod Podge in the first place, painting goes really much more easier now. The coverage is better, the paint holds better. Oh, I painted my finger there. And yeah, final result is just way better than when I directly would have been start painting these plates. And the cup as well, because they're made from the same material. So this was the plate. Now it's time to paint the cup. Let me check if all the edges are painted before I go to my second object. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to paint it here. I think that's the best thing. So just turn this around. And yeah, this is always a thing actually. I'm first going to paint the bottom, then putting it down so I can paint the rest. So just do like this without painting my hand. If that is going to work. Well, that was a bad idea because you can see my hand has been painted. So I'm going to do it this way, which is much more easier, that I didn't thought of that before. So for you, the trick, just hold down the cup as you normally do. Paint here, the top part, all around. So when you're done, you can put it down. Start painting the other side. You have to be careful with this paint. This stuff dries so super quickly. You have to work fast. Now, do this, and I can turn it around like that. And really the Mod Podge helps me do the job better than without Podge. I don't think I will be painting this part because that is going to be, well, not visible. I'm going to glue that. So that isn't necessary. Here we go. These edges need a little bit of paint because I'm afraid that you're going to see that part still. I'm not going to do the whole bottom actually. So I believe this will be enough. Now it needs to dry. Then after that we can start distressing. Just like this. Now I want to give the top layer a wooden look, and therefore I have this brown paint. I'm going, I think, cover up all of the parts here, except for the middle part, because there is going to be a print. And I also have, maybe I'm going to use white, a little bit of black, and maybe some gray. I don't know yet what's going to look nice. But first, actually, I want to put a brown here around, and then I have the towel here. I'm going to distress it just by using different parts of acrylic paint. So first I'm going to take some brown paint, just here. Going to spread it out. Well, maybe I took enough for the whole top layer. Well, then that is going to look okay. Because I want to imitate a wooden look, I'm going to paint in one direction, trying to do this straight as possible. I'm not really sure how good that will turn out. I already see some see-through black paint. To be honest, I don't mind that because that will belong to the wooden look as well. Okay, now I'm going to let it dry, and after it is dry, I'll be putting different colors upon the top of the plate. The brown paint is dry. I took the camera off the standard so you can see a little bit better how it looks now. You can still see the black stripes coming through the brown paint, which is exactly what I was looking for. The black paint which is underneath really soaks up the acrylic paint, and that gives you this effect, which I personally really like. Okay, the next step is adding a little bit of the gray color. I think I'm not going to use black and white anymore. I'm going to pour that into this paper cup here. Oh, okay, that was weird. I think it was some sort of air bubble. Just a little bit. This is also acrylic paint, I believe. Like so. Okay, I have two brushes here. I really don't know which one is better for this job. What I'm going to do first, I think I'm going to do the cup. Let's see. No, that is not enough. This is better. Yeah, or no, I think the small one for the gray color, and also needs to have brown later on. I'm going to do that. So just a little bit, what shall I do here? Upside down in the same direction. Oh, well, looks better than I expected. I always find distressing a really hard thing to do. Just keep continuing until you're satisfied with the results. I'm going to leave the cup like this. Now I also want to add a little bit of grey to the plate. So this is the right direction where I want to put the paint on. Okay, here we go. I'm really nervous that I'm going to screw this up. I'm going to hold it like this. Oh, I can't even see anything. A little bit more pink then. Yeah, this is a little bit better. The plate is done. I hope you can see. Oh, was it a notification on my phone? I hope you can see the colors a little bit better. Slightly a little bit of gray in there. Now I also want to add some brown upon the cup, so I'm going to need a new cup for my paint. I'm just going to use the same brush because, yeah, I really like that roughness it gives. Oh, not so much. Okay. Here we go. Yes, just a little touch of brown, not too much really. I don't want to end up with a really rough pattern. I think this will do. Now I'm going to let it dry and then I will glue those two items together. Okay, the project is upside down, all the paint is dry. Now I want to glue the cup to the plate. So I'm going to take quite the amount of Mod Podge, put that upon the highest part actually of the cup. Just a lot. You can also use other glue if you want to, that is totally up to you. But while drawing the project in the beginning, I noticed that Mod Podge works fine as well. Okay, I think this is enough. Now, and the good thing about Mod Podge is that you can always move it. I think this is okay. So, yeah, I'm going to let it dry now. Going to put something heavy on top. Let me see if I have a book or something, and then let this dry for quite a time. Ready for the last part, and that is this really cute print from Pinterest. I'm going to cut that one out, and then I'm going to glue it upon the top of the tree. Ready? I took out a new print because this one was a little bit larger. I took the wrong measurements, but this looks beautiful. Now I'm going to Mod Podge it, then letting it dry, and after that is done, I'm going to take out a big brush for this job because this image is quite large. Now, hopefully, I can pick it up easily. Really nice to take a proper look. Hope that this is straight in the center. I think it is. Now I'm taking out another brush. Start brushing from the inside out in quarters like this, because this image is a round one, to swipe away all the air bubbles. Without ruining the paper. Now one big swipe around. Now it's time to dry. The glue underneath is dry, so now we're going to seal in the design. Just, oh, don't tear apart your project at the end, just use a brush with some Mod Podge. You all know, I think, by now, if you're regularly watching Janny and me DIYing, how you can seal in your project. I'm always using the Mod Podge for this job because I'm simply so glad with the final result that you get when you're sealing with Mod Podge. This is the matte edition, and now I spilled a little bit of Mod Podge, but that can easily be wiped away. I really like the final result that you get with Mod Podge. The quality of the ink remains very, very high. No really weird looking stains or something like that. It all just turns out so amazing. So that is why Janny and I always use Mod Podge. Sometimes I use cheaper glue to seal in my, or to actually glue my design to, well, any kind of surface, but Mod Podge always stays the best. One thing, it's really expensive here, so yeah, not using it that often. Okay, now we wait. Here you see the final result. I really like the wooden look I gave to the plate with just some paint and distressing. The print is very farmhouse, but also vintage. And carefully take this around. Look, this is how the bottom looks like right now. Really like this style. Let us know in the comment section what you think of this. Look just how super cute this cake stand turned out. I decorated a little bit with artificial strawberries. But you can of course use any kind of decor you want. And I really like the print.
So you see, for this DIY I will use my cones, and these are some, like we call it here in the Netherlands, we call it piepschuim. I don't know how you call it, but we call it this way. But I'm going to use 3 of them. I don't know if I use the bigger ones, all 3 of them, or if I can use the smaller ones, but they are really small. So I ordered this one also on AliExpress. So if you want to have them for a cheap price, go check out for that. So I'm going to make 3 different ones and place them on a wooden tray. So, but first we're going to make our 3 cones. So you see, I'm going to start with the bigger cone, and I'm going to start on the bottom with my rope, because I will make one of the bigger one with rope, and I think I also do a smaller one with rope, so they can be set at the same time. And of course these little pieces you can use for in your tier tray, because this is the great measurement for using it in your tier tray. So, but first I'm going to do, of course, a little bit of glue under here, because we want to have to do it totally on the underside. And of course we have to wait that it dries a little bit. And you see already, you see not everything is going right. So I'm going to try to get it even on top of here. We are going to see how this will work. So I'm going to make a little start with my rope, and then if I am a little bit further, I show you how it's looking like. So you see, I am already this halfway, and you see it's just a relaxing moment for yourself, because it's only turning and turning and turning, and use as less as you can on glue. And of course the underside, the bottom, I will do with some greenie to give it a little bit more of the farmhouse touch. And of course I will distress it a little bit, because if I would do it again, I would use a little bit of the thicker rope, because this is a little bit too thin. So I saw already on YouTube that the Dollar Tree has already a much thicker rope, so use that. Then you have a little bit cleaner cone. So, but I'm going to finish this off, and then I'm going to show you how to do the greenery. So you see, here is my cone totally finished, and I'm really happy how he is looking like. And it is, like I said, it's so simple. I made also a second one, a little one, and I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do some greenery on the bottom of my cone, because I think it gives a little bit more of the farmhouse feeling. And of course maybe I will do some something on top of here, I don't know yet, but first we're going to do the greenery. So you see, I took some old garland I use for in my home decor, but I use it now for greenery pieces. And of course I'm just picking pieces off, and that I'm going to cut the underside of my greenery, because I don't like it that you can really see that it's kind of plastic. So but this one is really looking like green boxwood. What I'm going to do, you can do, of course you can do every leaf separately. You can just pick one leaf off, and you can do it, just make a row with leaves. You see this way, but I'm going to try to do it this time. I'm going to try to do some glue on top of it, and I want to have it a little bit bigger on the side. But of course you can do anything you like. I'm just doing a little bit of glue. I'm just doing, at least I'm going to try if my if my glue gun is working. We hope he has also he's retired already, I think. At least he doesn't like it anyway. And I'm just gluing it on top of here, so it gives a little bit more of a fuller, I hope I say it right, a little bit more structure, a little bit more feeling to it. So I'm going to do this as a wreath. I'm going to do it around it, and then I'll show you how this is looking like. And just the next one, you just squeeze it a little bit in. I can show it to you for everyone who loves to see it. Of course, I'm just going to, my telephone is going wild. Just squeeze it a little bit behind it, and just lay it over here, and just wait until the glue is dried up. You see here, remove the glue, and of course I need a little bit more glue over here, just to put it a little bit more. So this way, and then wait a moment. And you see already how he is looking already so nice with a little wreath with greenery around it. And I'm going to finish this off, and then we're going to do the little one, and maybe I do a second layer a little bit in the middle over here, just to give it a little bit of a different feeling than a usual cone. So you see, this is how he is turning out. And if you put this on a little tray or a little wooden board or something else, you would see already how nice it already looks. And what I'm going to do, like I said, what I'm going to do, I totally try to do a second ring around here, so that makes looks like two wreaths. So I'm going to try to do this one also. So you see, this is the second round I did on top of my cone. But what I'm going to do, because I still miss something a little bit bright, I took a little piece of my berry branch, and I am just taking a couple of the berries off, and I will glue them inside of here, inside of your little wreath, so you get a little bit touches of the creamy white through it, so it looks a little bit more nice, and not really only with the brown and the green color. So I like it a little bit more with the white touches, but you can do, because I have him, of course, the berries in a couple of colors. You can do the yellow color, you can do the blue color, and the red, just what you want. The red is, I think, a little bit more for Christmas season, but you see, every color is fitting. So I'm going to do the white color. So you see a little bit how he is turning it out, and you see already it gives pops a little bit more when you do a little bit of the white berries inside of it. So I am really happy with how this is turned out. And now I'm going to do the little one, but of course for the little one I use only the tops of this piece of the greenery, because or else it will be too big for on such a little cone. So I'm just using the tops of this greenery, and then we have a set. Then they both look, hope that they will look like the same. So, and here you see how both of them turned out, and I am really happy with the end result. And of course, if you see them when they are decorated, they look a little bit more beautiful than they already are. But at least two of the cones I already finished, and now we are going further with another big one and another smaller one. So we are going to probably going to make this with some fake grass or something with paper, but we will see. But you already see how nice and how easy it was to make 2 of these little centerpieces. So for our next cone, we are going to try to do it with the leaves of these branches. I bought these branches here, like I said earlier, in a shop called Action, a little bit similar like Dollar Tree. Even they don't have the beautiful things like the Dollar Tree has, but we are happy with it, with everything they have. So I paid, I think, 99 cents for one branch of it. And of course I'm going to take the leaves off, and then I'm going to try to do with the leaves, I'm going to try to decorate my cone with it. So in steps, 1 row of this one, and a little bit higher another row, a little bit higher another row. I show you that in a moment, and then I am hoping that the effect will be that it will be a great green, little bit farmhouse touch. And of course I'm going to try to do the top. I'm going to try to do with a little piece of wire of one of the branches, and I'm going to look if I can get it this way, but we will see how it will turn out. But first we are going to remove the leaves from the stems. So you see I made a bundle of with the a little bit of the darker green color and a bundle with the lighter green color. And of course what I'm going to try to do is just glue a couple of them. First I'm going to do the first round. I will do with some darker color, and I'm just going to lay it this way on top of it. So I'm going to do the next one, just a little bit of glue over the top and a little bit on the underside, and just a little bit over the other one. You see here, so you get one over the other, and the next one I'm going to do over this one, and so go on until we have the first round. So you see, this is how the first round is turning out, and I did a little bit of the darker leaf. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going further with the lighter one, but of course here and there, I don't know if this that is a word, but I'm going to do a little bit of the darker in between, so it will be a little mix with both of them. So I'm going to do now a little piece of the, like I said, the lighter one, and then a little bit darker, lighter, darker, so on and on. But you see already, I think he is already looking so nice in the green color, and especially the two tones colors I really love. So, but of course we have to wait how it will turn out. So you see, I did the darker green, a couple of them over the cone in, and what I'm going to do right now, because I found it a little bit easier than just work my way around, I'm just going to get the lighter ones. I'm just going to build inside of the pieces which are still open, and then I'm going to hope that I get a mix with colors, but you never know. You never know, but we will see how it will turn out. But I'm going to glue the little pieces, of course, the lighter ones over here. So you see a little bit how the bigger cone is already turned out, and I'm really loving the green color of it, and especially the mixed color. What I'm going to do is try to get some piece of wire inside of the top, and then we will work away the top. But I want to have a little piece of wire around here, and maybe I can do some beads or something else on side of here. But we are going to try to make a little hole inside of it. So what I'm going to do is take 3 pieces of wire and just cut them out, and take 3 of the same pieces and make one thicker piece out of it, and then I'm going to do some beads on top of it, and then we are going to stick them inside of the little top of our cone, and then we are getting a little hanger with some beads on top of it. And of course the beads I will do some waxing, because I don't love the little bit of the lighter color. I like a little bit more of the rustic color, but if you like this color or you like a little bit more of the white color, it's fine. So too, you can do any color you like. And then you can get a little bit of a uniquer piece than only the cone. And then we are going to work this away, because this is not totally finished. But I thought first I'm going to do the top. So this is a little bit what I mean. You see here I did some piece of white, 3 pieces I did in the cone. In the top of it I worked it away with a little of the smaller leaves I already have also from an old garland. Just make a little bit around the top, and probably I will do here a little bow. But what I'm going to do first, I'm going to wax the beads. And of course now we need only something on the end piece of here. I don't know, I'm really a little bit debating what I will do with it. I can do some greenery, I can do some white berries. Maybe I think I will do some white berries with a little piece of greenery. So just to leave it a little bit more in the farmhouse touch. But of course you can do a flower, you can do a little bell, you can do anything you like. But I think for my taste I will do probably a little piece of the white berries, and it's fitting a little bit more with this cone I already made. So you see a little bit already how they are looking like right now. And you see I am not finished at the end. What I'm going to do first is take some furniture wax, and we are going to stain first the beads so they get a little bit more of the rustic color. I think I show you a couple of them, then you can see a little bit how they will change already, even when you do just a little piece of the beads. You already see how beautiful they are going to be when you stain them. And of course it's a little bit of a work because they are turning around, but this is a little bit how it will look like. You already get a little bit of the idea. I will do the rest of them, and then we are going to figure out what we are going to do at the end. So you see the wax is dried up, and I did try to make some tassels, but I am really not good in making tassels. So I did my best. At least for my taste it is okay, but I think there are a lot of people who make beautiful more than I do. What I'm going to do is just do some white berries on the sides of it, because I find it a little bit too plain. So I'm doing a little bit of the berries. And then this one, maybe a little bow over here. We will see a little bow, and then he is finished. And for my last set of cones, the bigger and the smaller one, I will go on to Mod Podge it and use some strawberries with it. I'm using the buffalo check. Yeah, it's not really a buffalo check, just a plaid with the red and white, and of course with a little print from the strawberries. So I'm going to try to get him the best I can inside of the paper on top of my cone. I don't know if I will do this one or this one. I don't know what I really like more, but we are going to try it out. So I did choose for this print, because I think this one is not fitting the greatest with the other cones I made, and I'm really loving this one in together with the strawberries I am going to use. So I think this one is a little bit nicer. So I'm going to Mod Podge my print so I can work a little bit better with it. It's a little bit of a mess, because Mod Podge with me is always all over the place. So don't worry, at the end I hope everything will turn out nice, but we are going to do our best. So, but do it the Mod Podge in any way you like, because I am not really an example how to use the Mod Podge. So just do it your way and just try your best. So I'm going to lay down my cone and a little bit over here, and I'm just going to fold this one over here. and just turn it around, and just I have to get a little bit tighter, or else I am getting wrinkles. So you see, I am going to work with it, and then I'll show you the result, how it's totally inside of my cone. So here you see how the cone is turned out, and of course I have to work with it. He's not perfect yet. I have to do the outside coat from the Mod Podge. I still have to do. On top there will be a strawberry, and of course we are going to do some greenery, and I use this greenery because I used it in all my cones. So I'm letting everything come back, so you can also mix the cones together. And I'm, of course, just like the other one, I'm going to glue this on the sides, and then I will do a strawberry inside of it. So on the sofa centimeters, I will do one strawberry over here, so you get no. you get a nice bottom with some greenery and some red strawberries. Sorry for my English. I'm doing my best. So I'm going to let it dry, and then I am going to work with the greenery. So you see, here are they when they also have the second layer of Mod Podge. What I'm going to do, I just take a piece of greenery. I use a piece from my garland, an old garland, and I just always cut the undersides off, because that's very ugly to see. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gluing some Mod Podge on the bottom, and I'm just gluing this together. So I will show you. I'm just gluing a little bit of glue over here, and just place your little greenery just on top of there, and just keep it in place for a moment, and then you are working your way around. And of course you always do the back side of this piece, you also squeeze in on the top of the other one, so you can get a nice layer. So I'm going to finish this one. So what we're going to do right now, because you see already we have already our little wreath around our cone. What I'm going to do right now is on and on take a little bit of the lighter strawberry and a little bit of the darker, and I'm going to glue them just in place in between our little wreath we made. And of course I'm just doing a little bit of glue on it, and just find a nice space there where I can push it in, and just keep it in place for a moment. And you see already it gives already a nice pop of color under it. So I'm going to do that with the darker and the lighter, darker, lighter, and so on. And I'm going to do also for the bigger cone. So you see how they look like with the strawberries under it. And what we're going to do is right now the top, I'm going to try also to give it a little bit of the strawberry, but I don't know if I am going to do some greenery and this on top. I think I'm going to try this to do some green leaves around it, and then the little strawberry on top. So you see, I did on top of them, I did one strawberry and some little leaves of greenery to make a little round first, and then I did a little strawberry on top. You see, and then you can work everything away. If you see it from a distance, it looks a little bit like Christmas. But I assure you, these are really strawberries. So these two cones are finished also right now, and I'll show you in a moment the end result of all three of them. So here you see the end result of all 6 of them, the 3 bigger ones and the 3 smaller ones. I am so happy how they turned out. I did them in a little wooden tray for you, and of course you see here I used the plaid, the white and the red plaid, for giving the bottom a little bit of the more spring and summer feeling, and it doesn't cost you almost nothing, just the print, and you also can give it a little bit more expression to your little tray. And I am really happy how they all turned out. And of course it's so easy to decorate with them. So you can use them in your kitchen, you can use them in your room, you can use them even in your bedroom if you are decorating with it, and it gives you also a little bit of the spring and summer feeling. I just hope you enjoyed watching a little bit of chaos, like I always say, but and a little bit of mistake, but you can learn from my mistakes. So I just hope you enjoyed. So this were already our new DIYs. We hope you just had fun and take a little bit of inspiration with you. Dyanne and I are always so thankful that you take a little piece of your day to watch a little bit of our video. So thank you all for that. And of course, if you like this content and you like I always say, a little bit of chaos, we hope you will consider subscribing to Dyanne and my channel. We wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day. Stay safe, take care of yourself and take care of each other. And we hope to see you in our next video. Love from Dyanne and me. Bye everyone.